Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
A former Rockford police officer dies. It comes years after he was forced out of his position.
A Rockford school board member comments on a family's lawsuit against the district. The vice president says board members learned about the incident involving an injured student when it happened more than a year ago.
And an update on the big renovations underway at the Riverview Ice House as concrete is poured in the main rink. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson.
Former Rockford police officer Eric Thurmond has died.
Thurman had been living in Nashville, Tennessee. The Davidson County coroner confirmed his death. In 2017, Thurmond became a visible figure within the Rockford Police Department as part of the Rock House program. Then in 2019, he was accused of rape. Thurmond pleaded guilty to disorderly conduct. As part of a plea deal, Thurmond agreed to perform 50 hours of community service and resign from the Rockford Police Department. The cause of death is pending. Eric Thurmond was 29 years old. The Rockford School Board Vice President asks people not to rush to judgment after a family sues the district. Video shows a school resource officer slamming a 14-year-old freshman to the ground back in September 2021.
Paris Moore's family says the teen has permanent damage from the incident. Nikhil Delgado has been covering this story. Nikhil, what did Tim Rollins have to say?
Eric, Mimi, yesterday we heard from Paris Moore's family and that they believe the district tried to cover up what happened to him. But the vice president of the Board of Education of the Rockford Public Schools tells me they knew about the incident.
An incident that happened last school year. The school board was informed of it at the time.
Last year, 14-year-old Paris Moore started his freshman year at Auburn High School. On September 21st, 2021 is the day that everything changed. Paris was slammed to the floor on the left side of his head. After calling his family to the school, the Moore's family attorney says that's when the cover-up started.
Diane Morgan arrived at the school, and at that point, the cover-up began. That Paris was scuffling with the officer and that he slipped, quote unquote, and fell, quote unquote, and hit his head.
Paris suffered a 4 to 6 inch vertical skull fracture, resulting in permanent brain damage, permanent loss in memory, language, and fine motor control.
The information that is coming out right now is coming from one side. There is usually more than one side to a story. The matter is now in court.
Rollins tells me he has been on the Board of Education for 12 years, and nothing like this has ever happened.
Have not gotten an incident report from the school district, or their attorney is telling us that there is no incident report for this incident on September 21st of 2021.
Rollins believes there is more to the story than we know, but because of the lawsuit, it is up to the court to sort out what is the truth.
We as a society are sort of rushing to judgment now based on partial information. I mean, across the country, not just in this case, but across the country. And it's a bad trend. So let's just let the court do its job, and the court will sort it out.
I'm told that the school district and the city has representation. The Moore's attorney tells me that there is still more investigating to be done. Eric?
Thanks, Nikhil. The Rockford Police Department gets a grant to keep drivers safe. That money is from the Illinois Department of Transportation's Sustained Traffic Enforcement Program, or STEP. The program focuses on high visibility enforcement and strategies aimed at saving lives and preventing injuries by reducing traffic crashes. Rockford Police Department will increase efforts focused on some of the traditionally deadliest times of the year on the road.
Today is National Manufacturing Day, and some local students got the chance to visit area companies. 9 state-line schools took part, with more than 200 students touring 15 manufacturing facilities. Students heard about the manufacturing process. They also had conversations with employees and learned about various careers that exist in the industry. That included hearing from the keynote speaker, who said it's always good to start small.
It's to recognize that, you know what, it's not unreachable. It starts with small steps. If you want to look back at your career in 20, 30, 40 years, and you can see, where did it start? It started with, you know what, a small step in being dependable, showing up, engaging, showing interest, problem solving, working on a team. You put all that together and you've got a recipe for an amazing career.
After touring local manufacturers, the students toured the Rock Valley College Advanced Technology Center in Belvedere.
Downtown Riverview Ice House is just a few months away from reopening with a completely new look. Today, crews poured the concrete floor for the main rink. Since last spring, nearly $8 million in renovations have been taking place inside the facility. The money went towards completely replacing the mechanical refrigeration system, hockey boards, and glass on the rink. It also helped additional renovations needed throughout the facility. The next step will be adding the ice, but that can't happen until the concrete cures about 30 days from today. Park District thinks once the ice rink reopens, it will be huge for Rockford.
You know, I think it's going to be very important. Number one, it's great that it's in downtown Rockford, and that brings families here so that they can come and not just experience Riverview, but they can experience all of our downtown.
The Park District hopes everything is done by the end of the year. Today was a deadline to nominate a teacher for the 2023 Golden Apple Award.
But the deadline is being pushed back to Monday for online or drop-off nominations. We have a link to that at mystateline.com. And there is a mail slot at the new Golden Apple office on Newtown Drive. 20 pre-K to 5th grade teachers in Boone and Winnebago counties will be selected as finalists in December. Then 5 winners will be named in April. Eyewitness News is Golden Apple's official TV partner. The White House releases a preview of the application form for those seeking to apply for a one-time debt cancellation.
Coming up, what you have to do when the form is released.
Frost is possible later tonight as our temperatures drop down close to 30 degrees. We do have freeze warnings and frost advisories in effect. We've got the 50s for the weekend, but a big cool down next week. More on that in your most trusted forecast a little later.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team with Eric Wilson, Mimi Murphy, Scott Leber, and Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
The latest inflation figures are in, and they are not what investors had hoped for. The U.S. Consumer Price Index shows that prices increased more than expected in September.
President Biden says he understands Americans are hurting, but insists the latest numbers show progress in the fight against higher prices. Anna Warnicki breaks the stats down from Washington.
The cost of food, rent, and medical care sent the Consumer Price Index for September up by 0.4% over the previous month. That's according to a Labor Department report released Thursday.
What we saw today is obviously prices are still too high.
Still, White House Communications Director Kate Bedingfield says the numbers aren't all bad.
Inflation over the last 3 months is at 2%, which is down dramatically from 11% in the last quarter. So there are encouraging signs.
The report shows that while housing, food, and medical care prices went up in September, gasoline prices dropped nearly 5%.
We're continuing to take every step that we can to ensure that those prices continue coming down. The president has released oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve.
Republicans blame the high inflation on the Biden administration. Texas Republican Senator Ted Cruz said on Twitter, quote, President Biden's spend agenda is wreaking havoc on America, and there's no end in sight. The report comes as world financial leaders gather in D.C. this week for the annual IMF and World Bank meetings.
My deep concern is that these conditions and trends might persist into 2023 and 2024.
The president of the World Bank says fighting inflation needs to be every country's top priority, warning of a world recession if it's ignored. In Washington, I'm Anna Warnicki.
Student loan holders got a preview of the Department of Education's application for loan forgiveness. The Biden administration sent out emails and tweets alerting borrowers about what to expect. They explain the application will be short and simple, won't require supporting documents or FSA ID, and will be available in both English and Spanish and on both mobile and desktop devices. The application website will be live later this month. An exact date wasn't given. The forgiveness plan announced in August will cancel up to $20,000 in student loans for eligible borrowers. Income thresholds are $125,000 for individuals and $250,000 for married couples. Applications remain open through December 2023. This Tuesday, the candidates for Illinois governor will be on the debate stage for the second and final time. Eyewitness News is your local election headquarters. Governor J.B. Pritzker and challenger State Senator Darren Bailey will go head-to-head for an hour on the top issues you care about. You can watch it over on Fox 39 Tuesday night at 7 p.m. and then streamed on our website. The debate will be held at the WGN studios in Chicago, moderated by Tamon Bradley and Micah Mater. It's been a cold, windy day here in the state line. Some areas even saw some grapple this afternoon.
When we come back, Candace has our frosty fall forecast. That's coming up next.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Well, we started off with some sunshine, but had the cloud cover roll right in here late this morning, early afternoon, leaving our skies mostly cloudy. We take a live look with our Supply Corps camera brought to us by Window World, kind of looking to our west and southwest. We've had some sunshine mixed in with the cloud cover here late this afternoon and evening, but generally a mostly cloudy sky. And from the clouds, we've actually had some showers kind of work through and rotate around parts of Wisconsin, northern Illinois, all rotating around a fairly large and cold low pressure system now across the upper Great Lakes. Mixed in with these rain showers has actually been some grapple. Received some pictures and video of what looked like almost hail coming down with the showers here, but it's actually grapple and forms a little different in the atmosphere than how hail forms. So when we look up above in the clouds, temperatures are below freezing, so we have snow as our main precipitation. As that snow begins to fall, it moves into a portion of the atmosphere where there are supercooled water droplets. Supercooled water droplets are water droplets that are in an environment where the temperature is below freezing, so below 32, but those droplets, they just haven't frozen yet. There's nothing for them to kind of stick to and then freeze on. So you've got these really cold water droplets. Well, once you introduce that snow into that layer, well, now these super cooled water droplets kind of freeze onto those snowflakes. And you can see almost kind of, if you were to visualize it, what it would look like there in the atmosphere. Well, the droplets freeze or rime onto the snowflakes. As they continue to fall through the ground, the end result are these tiny kind of white pellets that resemble small hail. But the difference between that and hail are these are more soft and you can actually, they're more crushable. So we like to refer to them as kind of softer hail. There are actually even some portions of Wisconsin that had some snowflakes come down further to the north. So yeah, we're getting into that time of year where we start to see a little more wintry precipitation begin to develop. Winds have been a bit blustery, which has really brought down that temperature. We've been stuck in the 40s for much of this afternoon. At times we've had some gusts today come close to 30. Winds still gusting 25, 26 miles per hour. 45 our temperature in Rochelle, Rockford, Freeport, 46 now in Dixon. Those numbers will drop down into the low 30s here. A couple upper 20s possible too for the start of tomorrow. I do think we keep a lot of the cloud cover around, so this might limit widespread frost, but early tomorrow morning temperatures will drop down below that freezing mark. So we do have a freeze warning and frost advisory in effect for portions of the area. We start off with some sunshine Friday, but we get that cloud cover to come back in. West and southwest winds are going to be gusty once again through the afternoon. Another low pressure system works through. This will bring us a chance for a shower or two after about 6, 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. It'll be a cold one. Temperatures at that time are going to be in the 40s. Back down into the low 30s, upper 20s for the start of Saturday. West winds continue Saturday afternoon with that high temperature staying in the low to mid 50s. So 31, that's where we head for the overnight tonight. We do have a freeze warning in effect for most of northern Illinois, frost advisory for southern Wisconsin. This will last through early tomorrow morning. 55 for tomorrow afternoon. Southwest wind will turn to the west towards the evening, gusting to about 25 miles per hour. Temperatures are in the 50s. We are mostly dry. There's another cold front that comes in on Sunday. That'll bring our temperature down 33 degrees Sunday night. As far as precipitation goes, looks somewhat dry, so pretty limited in that respect. But the bigger story here, guys, look at those temperatures Monday and Tuesday, and factor in the wind on Monday. It's not going to feel the greatest. Overnight lows in the 20s.
And it's mid-October. Candace, thanks.
Sports is next.
The Bears will be in the national spotlight tonight. We're live at Soldier Field for a preview of their game with the Commanders.
Now sports with sports director Scott Leber.
And the Bears will be out to snap a 2-game losing streak tonight. They'll host the Washington Commanders in their second primetime appearance this season. Reagan Holgate's covering the game for us. She joins us now live from Soldier Field. Hi, Reagan.
Hello, Scott. As you can tell, it is pretty windy out here. Both of these teams are coming off of a short week, and usually that would mean some sloppy football. And I'm not saying that's not off the table, as you can see the conditions out here. But the Bears are coming off of a lot of momentum, even in their loss to the Vikings last week, and they have much-needed reinforcements coming in. Jalen Johnson will be back on defense, and N'Keal Harry might just make his first start in the Navy and Orange tonight. It comes as no surprise, though, that this team is still learning how to work together on both sides of the ball. I mean, it is only week 6. Nothing is perfect yet, and it might not be until the end of the season. And in the last few weeks, the Bears have had incredibly slow starts, especially on the defensive end, but they've seen what they are capable of in the second half. So tonight, it's time to start that right from the top and finish it out through 4 quarters, and this team would agree.
We have to finish and finish and make the plays down the stretch to win the game, and that doesn't mean special plays. You just got to make the mundane plays normal and make sure that we execute in those moments.
Yeah, I think it's going to just be coming out starting hot right away, you know, not waiting to get hitting them out there and responding, just going out, taking the fight to those guys from the start to the finish. And I think if we do that, we'll see just how good we are.
And part of that faster start will come from Justin Fields. We saw him have a breakout week last week. And would we see more today? I mean, we could. Up against a defense like this that cannot handle the pass game, we could see more. But then you look at the Commanders, and Carson Wentz is struggling. He has not been able to find his groove, and this is really something that the Bears defense should try and hop early on. And then I cannot forget to mention the orange helmets. They are making their debut tonight, and maybe it'll give the Bears some good luck. Scott, that's all I have from Soldier Field right now. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Reagan. It is the Windy City after all. Once again, a reminder, this game is not being televised with the exception of Fox 32 in Chicago. Amazon Prime Video has exclusive rights to the game and will be streaming it. Other TV stations, including ours, are not allowed to show the game. That's sports. We'll be right back.